Vietnam, a very unpopular war where Americans began to feel that they were being lied to. They were right about that. Watergate in the early 1970s, Americans felt that they were beginning to be lied to. They were right about that. And a much less visible and dramatic set of events, which had to do with trust of authority in general. Between the early 1960s and the 1980s, Americans lost their trust in all forms of authority. And I think that one of the reasons that they lost their trust in authority is the government was pumping out more and more PhDs. The number of PhDs produced something like doubled or tripled between 1940 and 1960s. A lot of that was government subsidized funding to go to graduate school. And the more experts we got, what do you know, the more they argued with each other. Those folks that brought us radar and brought us the atomic bomb during World War II, those folks that helped us win the war, all of a sudden seem to be at war with each other. Is coffee good for us or not? Is the ozone layer disappearing or not? All of these debates and arguments going on in public really undermined public confidence.
Well, and lost a lot of faith, too. I mean, it's interesting that you describe that.
And by the way, journalism took an incredible hit.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. And this notion that all of this is happening at the same time that just male patriarchy is breaking down, that the idea that the men are in charge and the men ought to be listened to, that is under attack. The idea that white people should be in charge of everything, that is under attack. The idea that everybody has to go to church, has to believe in God, that's all deteriorating. And so in the midst of all this, the ability of anyone to become a kind of transcendent voice, the way that FDR was, and to form giant coalitions around these kinds of programs and these sorts of ideas, that whole dimension of the American psyche begins to break apart.
From the University of Virginia's Miller Center, this is American Forum.